Hi, I'm Renato Depp, and this is the 6th episode of DapCast, my podcast on which on Tuesdays I sit down and talk about something that's going on my mind and share it with you. And on Thursdays, I talk about a book that I read. Either if I like the book or if I dislike the book, I share my opinions, thoughts, and what the book is about mainly. So today is the May 15th, the time is 5:58 p.m. and the topic for today is Crushing It. It's the book by Gary Vaynerchuk, and it's a really good book. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, that's the main thing that I do. Subscribe, Renato Depp, youtube.com/Renato Depp. Highly recommended. Pretty exciting stuff coming up. On Monday there's gonna be a very important video. It's gonna be an update vlog, but you gotta be updated about me and about my life. So next Tuesday there will be a podcast about this, but on Monday you can watch the video firsthand. So let's start by telling you who Gary V is. Gary V is a guy who talks about business on social medias, and he owns companies, and he's very experienced in business. He makes videos for YouTube. He has Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, podcast, Snapchat, and everything. This is really great of Gary that he has every single social media. He has website, podcast, and everything. His main company is VaynerMedia. That's part of his last name. It's a media agency that's worth over $150 million, which is a lot of money. And he invested in Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Uber and other companies as well. And at last, he lives in New York City. So let's talk about the book. The book is mainly, at least the thing that stood out the most to me was personal brand and why it is important. Because he says that personal brand is one thing is crucial because if you grow an audience on social media, on different platforms like Instagram and YouTube, for example, if YouTube breaks, you still have Instagram. But if you do something else, so if you work on a job or if you have a business, if you want to drop that, you have audience that can support your next business or your next thing. So he talks about personal brand. That's the thing that stood out the most to me. And he also talks about doing something that you like to do. He shows cases of success. He shows cases of success on the internet to give you ideas and about how you can be successful by doing what you like, by talking about stuff you like on the internet, either on YouTube or on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, podcasts, everything. And he says you have no excuses not to do what you want to do. So in 2009 he wrote Crush It, which was the book before Crushing It, of course, because it was in 2009. And then on Crushing It, he shows the cases of success of people who read Crush It back then. So people discovered Crush It and they read the book and they applied it to their lives and they became successful on the internet. And he also discusses about this thing that is being successful. He tries to come up with a definition for success. So he says success is not being wealthy, is not having a lot of money, but it's actually living a life that you like, living a life doing stuff you like to do. And he says that the different fears that you may have not to start doing something are not excuses. So the fear of not having money, the fear of failure, any fear, they cannot be excuses. They cannot stop you from making it. And he says that if you try and fail, it will hurt less than if you hadn't tried and you regretted your decision of not trying. So he says the failure is a great thing so you can learn from your mistakes. The concepts are basic, everybody knows about them, but I think the book really enforces them and show examples, which is really vital for you to really understand them and why they're actually true. So if you work hard, you're gonna get there. If you do what you love, you're gonna get there. Everybody has heard that, but if you read the book, you're actually gonna understand why those things work. And I really recommend that everybody reads the book, because he says that you don't need to have a business, you don't need to do something online to be happy with your job. He says that some people work on the day job and they're happy doing it because they actually like the because they actually like the work and they like the environment and they like to do other stuff as well. So if they're not working full-time, they're working like 8 hours a day, they can still do other stuff that they also enjoy. So it's a matter of choice. It's a matter of choosing what you want to do with your life. That's what he says on the book. And it was one of the last books that I read on paper, so I actually have it, because now I have the Kindle. So if you wanna get this book for you, I'm doing a giveaway. Just comment down below why you want the book, your Instagram, so I can contact you and send it to you. That's it. I'm giving it away because I read it, so I don't need it anymore. Casey Neistat. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? So I was talking about how it is important to read this book, because you're really gonna understand the importance of doing what you like and doing, and also the importance of personal brand. And you can understand why whatever you like is actually profitable. So if you like, for example, Star Wars, and this book is really important to me, I really consider it as one of the books that changed my life. It didn't really change my life, but it's how I started my podcast. So I was reading it at school. I had some free time there, and because I had done all the assignments and classwork and stuff, so I had some free time. I was reading the book, and I was like, I wonder what will happen if I start a podcast, because he was talking about podcasts. That's one of the chapters. It's chapter 14, podcast. He was talking about podcasts, and I really felt excited to start my own, and that's how I got started. And that same day I recorded the first one, which was an introduction, and that's how I got here. I did the first season with 8 episodes, and this is the 6th episode of the 2nd season. So once again, if you wanna get this book, just comment down below on YouTube, because if you're listening to this podcast, go ahead and go to YouTube, DapCast, and comment on the video why you want to get this book and why, and your Instagram account, and I'll choose one. So that's it. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the podcast either on YouTube or on your favorite podcast app. I'll see you on the next one.